it is an amazing sight. It's a 6-story building, and one half of the building is sheared away.
1 week after the Oklahoma City bombing and after Timothy McVeigh's arrest, McVeigh's friend Michael Fortier talked to CNN in his hometown of Kingman, Arizona.
I do not believe that Tim blew up any building in Oklahoma. There was nothing for me to look back upon and say, oh yeah, that might have been, I should have seen it back then. There was nothing like that.
Every one of those words, a complete lie. Michael McGuire would soon become Fortier's attorney. They first met shortly after that CNN interview.
I'll never forget what he said next. Mr. McGuire, I know about the whole plan to blow up the building.
Timothy McVeigh executed in 2001. Accomplice Terry Nichols in prison for life. And Michael Fortier, neither of those things. In fact, it's a secret where he is. How is that possible? That a man who admitted to not only knowing about the plan, but admitted casing the Murrah Federal Building site with McVeigh, who knew how the bomb was built and where the explosive material was purchased. How is it he's not now in prison? It is to say at the least controversial and complicated. His lawyer illustrated these charts back in 1995 as Fortier told him what he knew.
This diagram here is the actual diagram that Tim drew out on a piece of paper, what he called a shape charge.
And these are the barrels of explosives?
This is how they would be set inside the truck.
We've seen a number of small children being carried, bleeding heavily from the face.
The bombing remains the deadliest homegrown terrorist attack in U.S. history. 168 people killed, including 19 children. Today, the site of the Murrah Building is a memorial and museum. Michael Fortier could have taken the information he learned from McVeigh and told authorities and stopped the bombing plot in its tracks. But he chose not to do so, and 168 people were murdered. So what is he doing today? Michael Fortier is a free man. Fortier claimed he didn't think McVeigh would actually carry out the bombing plan. He agreed to a plea bargain, testifying against McVeigh and Nichols. He served about 10.5 years in prison and was released almost a decade ago. Fortier now has a new identity and new hometown because he's in the Federal Witness Protection Program. Fortier still occasionally calls his lawyer.
Can you tell us where he's living, what his name is?
No.
But he's still married?
Yes.
To the same woman?
Yes.
And he has children?
Yes.
And how many children does he have?
2.
And does he live a normal life?
No. He'll never be able to live a normal life.
I mean, in the witness protection program, you're given a new identity. I mean, presumably his neighbors don't know anything about his background, correct? That's the way it's supposed to work.
I probably can't comment on that.
But when you say he's not living a normal life, what do you mean by that? Because of the traumas of the past or because of things that happen in the present?
The traumas of the past, the risk to him.
Brothers Aaron and Elijah Coverdale were 2 of the children killed in the Murrah Building's daycare center. Their grandmother is Janie Coverdale.
It makes me angry to know that he's enjoying life, and all of those people are dead, and we are still suffering.
I had broken ribs, punctured lung, and it looked like I'd been beaten with a baseball bat.
Priscilla Salyers was in the Murrah Building, trapped under the rubble for hours. She too has deep anger towards Fortier, but thinks his testimony was important.
Yeah, his life is going on, but I feel like in the end, he'll have to face judgment. So that's my faith.
Fortier was dishonest and self-righteous when he talked to us.
Judge not, for you shall be judged.
And 20 years later...
Does he feel guilt that 168 people are dead and he could have stopped it if he said something, and yet he's living this semi-normal life with his family and his children in freedom?
I think Gary, guilt is an understatement.